So again, we're going to look at another example involving weighted mean, but this time we're going to be dealing with percent weights. So we have a homework score was a 90 and its weight is a 15% of the grade. So these weights are actually in percents. So this actually would be like 15%. The quiz grade was 86 and they're saying that's worth 15% of the grade. Then we have a quiz that's a 76% and that's 15% of the grade. And then the project is 95 and that was 30% of the grade. And then we have an 87, which is 25% of the grade. So remember, to do a weighted mean, we have this X bar, and we have the sum of the products of the entry times the weight, and we divide it by the sum of the weights. So let's see if we can piece this together. We'll pause for a second there. Okay, just double checking some things here, just making sure I'm on the same page. Because I don't actually count my grades this way. I was wondering why. I was like, oh, okay, now I see. So anyway, these percents actually, first off, have to be changed to decimals. Remember, percent means per 100. So this is going to be like 0.15. This is going to be like 0.15. This is going to also be 0.15. This is going to be 0.30. This is going to be 0.25. So these are actually going to be our weights. And the scores are going to be our entries. So if I want to calculate X times W, what I'm going to be doing is multiplying these scores times these percentages. And that's going to give us how many points of our final grade comes from homework. So I'm going to pause a moment. I'm going to multiply these XWs together. This 90 times 0.15, this 86 times 0.15, so forth and so on. And since those numbers are a little wonky, I am going to go ahead and use a calculator. So I calculated my products of entries times the weights. So remember again, the percents have to be turned into decimals by moving the decimal 2 places to the left. Or again, you can also type in this 15 divided by 100 to your calculator and it'll do it for you if you're unsure of that math. So again, to use this formula, so I need the sum of these products. So I'm going to add this 13.5, this 12.9, this 30, and this 21.75. And that's going to be the sum of my products here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's not too bad to do on my calculator. So I have this 13.5 plus then 12.9 plus this 30 plus this 21.75, and that gives me then 51.15. Okay. 51.15. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries. 1, 2, 3. I'm missing an entry. Looks like I'm missing something here, so I need to redo this. I've got 5 entries over here, and I've only got 4 answers. So let me clean that up a little bit. Okay, so I re-looked at my math error. It looks like I left off this one of these quizzes here. So again, I should, since I have 5 entries, I should have, and I have these 5 weights, I should have 5 of these products over here. And I was missing one. So 90 times that 0.15 gave me this 13.9. Or was that 13.5? I can't really remember now. Can't read my handwriting. 13.5. And then we had a 12.9, 11.4, a 28.5, and a 21.75. So my next step is to do the sum of those. So I'm going to add those together. So let me see if I can clear this all off. So let's see here, we got 13.5 plus 12.9 plus 11.4 plus 28.5 plus 21.75. That gave me 88.75. So it's going to be the product of the entry times its weight. Now the sum of the weights, notice that all we have to do is add these decimals or these percents. Now they should always add up to 100% since we're talking percentages. That's the whole grade. So 100%, or if you add these decimals together, that should just end up with 1 as an answer. So if we're doing percentage weights, they should all add up to 1 whole. So I can double check myself and put those in there. 0.15 plus 0.15 plus 0.15 plus 0.30 plus 0.25. And it does give me this 1. So remember, if you divide by 1, nothing changes. So that's going to be 88.75. So your score for the class would have been 88.75. And that's how weights work. So notice that homework is only worth 15% of the grade. So notice it didn't kick out a whole lot of points. Where you get the bulk of the points is where there's this 30% and this 25%. Notice that, and you also do really well in those projects. So your score should do really, really well. This 76, since it's only worth 15% of the grade, it didn't hurt you too bad. So that's why we talk about, do really well on tests and you'll do just fine in the class. But if you fall off a little bit, your homework can boost your grade up a little bit with that 20%. But the bulk of your grade is going to, in our class, is actually going to be coming from tests. So that's kind of how it works there. So to get the weighted mean with percents, you got to change those percents to their decimal form if you're using a calculator. So hopefully that helped a little bit.